Deluxe Edition Network, also known as The Den, is an incredible podcast network that offers a wide variety of entertaining and informative podcasts.
With a lineup of shows covering various topics, such as interviews with a wide variety of guests, history, music, relationships, true crime, and so much more. The Den provides content that caters to a diverse range of interests.
The hosts and guests on the Deluxe Edition Network demonstrate a deep passion and expertise in their respective fields, making each episode on each show engaging and thought-provoking.
The network fosters a sense of community by encouraging listeners to interact through live chats, social media, and forums, creating an inclusive environment for discussion and sharing opinions.
With its commitment to high-quality production, the shows in the Deluxe Edition Network continue to captivate and entertain its ever-growing audience.
Whether you're a podcast enthusiast or someone looking to explore new topics, The Den is a fantastic platform to dive into and uncover fascinating insights from experts in their fields.
The Deluxe Edition Network is the home of independent awesomeness.
To find all these great podcasts in one convenient location, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
There we go.
Hey, yeah, there we go. We're back. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 154 of Films and Fermentation. It's officially summertime. Kevin and I are going to be enjoying our, teacher-earned 3 months off and
Summertime.
and breaking Mike's balls about not having the summer off. And
Breaking Mike's balls all the time. I give you some balls.
and that's why tonight is going to be a summer movie survey. That's right. We are Films and Fermentation, a movie and alcohol podcast. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin. I'm Mike.
We're three friends who like to talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. In this episode, we're diving into the greatest summer-themed movies, at least according to Ranker.com. The ones that make you feel the sand between your toes and the sunburn on your nose. Grab your favorite beachside beverage because we're about to cannonball into a pool of nostalgia and cinematic splendor. From Jaws to Grease, these films have more summer vibes than a Jimmy Buffett concert. So sit back, relax, and let's sip our way through the best flicks that make summer sizzle. I'm not going to lie, that's a chat GPT. Don't forget to drop us an email at filmsoffermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsoffermentation to find all of our social media podcast links, including our new link on Reddit. Become part of the Films and Fermentation family by supporting us on Patreon or buying our merchandise at teespring.com. We are part of the Deluxe Edition Network at deluxeeditionnetwork.com. The Den. The Den will be hosting the second annual Denny Awards in September. All three of us are nominated for Best Male Voice on The Den, and I am nominated for Podcaster of the Year. Ooh, voting begins on July 1st. Voting begins on July 1st, and listeners are allowed to vote as well. As soon as I have information about where to go for the voting, I will let you know, and please come out and support the show. In the meantime, check out the Den's podcast of the month for June, HILF, short for History I'd Like to Fuck with Dawn Brodey. This is a wild promo, guys. Are you ready for this one?
Are you ready for this?
Hi, I'm Dawn Brodey, a comedian with a history degree and the host of the podcast HILF, History I'd Like to Fuck. Each episode, I am joined by a new guest who has brought me a subject from history that they want to know more about. Then I hit the books, I dig deep in the annals, and stimulate. We've covered Frankenstein, Houdini, Joan of Arc, Pompeii, the Salem witch trials, right? Join us and find out for yourself that history is a party and everybody's coming.
I don't know. I might want to guess on her shot.
Yeah.
I reach out to see if she wants to come on some point.
Sounds like she definitely wants to come on.
At least
history. Yeah. Whenever I upload the new episode to Buzzsprout, I always have to click a little box that says explicit content so that it relays it on the podcast feed. We don't even have to say anything ourselves tonight for me to have to click that box now. Just thanks to that. So before we get too far off track, what are we drinking this evening, gentlemen? Kev has props. So that is not.
Who let him use tools?
There's not feedback or static on your end there, folks. That's Kevin's blender. You're making margaritas, huh?
Making margaritas. Frozen margaritas.
I
this
thought
may
about
happen on occasion. I guess I'll mute when I have to make another one, but
no, that's fine. I thought about that myself tonight. The frozen margarita. We have actually a frozen margarita maker, like a big blender thing. We haven't used it yet, and I was thinking about it. But I went something easier because I'm like, all right, summertime. I'm gonna go to one of my favorite summer drinks, which is a Mike's hard black cherry lemonade.
Nice.
And I have another one ready to go when I finish this one. Speaking of Mike, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Devil's Backbone Distilling Company's Bourbon Orange Smash. Bourbon whiskey with triple sec and natural flavors. 7.5 alcohol by volume.
I think for the first time in a while, all three of us are actually themed tonight. We all got that summer vibe going. Mike, anything special happened this week?
No.
How about this day?
This week in film history. Well, since you asked, a lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
1939, shooting begins on Paramount Pictures' Dr. Cyclops, the first horror film photographed in 3-strip Technicolor.
Nothing to do with the X-Men.
No.
3-strip Technicolor. That means it was blue, yellow, and red.
Probably, yeah.
Blended together to make the different colors.
To make the green.
Dr. Cyclops. I've never heard of this film.
I thought it was just interesting that 3-strip Technicolor. So
I question his medical degree.
I know. I'm actually looking it up because I'm curious about it.
I mean, he can't have any form of depth perception.
Dr. Cyclops. Let's see. In Technicolor. The Thrill of the Year, starring Albert Decker and Janice Logan, a mad scientist working in the South American jungle, miniaturizes his colleagues when he feels his megalomania is threatened. So he is a doctor. Oh, I haven't seen this, but I know the film. I haven't seen this, but I know I've seen like clips of it on like other horror countdown things and stuff.
Okay. Oh, he just got up and walked away.
I went to IMDb and he disappeared.
Apparently, his margarita might not have been that good.
You all right, sir? You okay?
Me?
Yeah, I jumped over to IMDb and you disappeared.
Oh, I needed a straw.
So this Dr. Cyclops movie, I haven't seen the movie, but I know of it after looking at some of the photos on IMDb. It's about a mad scientist who shrinks people, and then like the whole movie, he's like hunting them down and stuff. I might have
Where's
to.
the Cyclops part come into it?
He's got like these really thick glasses, kind of makes it look like he has like one eye.
Oh.
It's only an hour and 17 minutes, which is pretty common for horror films of the 30s. So I might have to check that one out. Well, what's your next one there, Mike?
In 1963, Cleopatra, directed by Joseph
Mankiewicz.
And starring Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, premieres in New York. Then, most expensive film ever made.
Yeah, it was. Let me see here. The production cost for 1963 was $31 million, not including $5 million that was spent on an aborted film location shoot. So it was technically $36 million in 1963. So that would be, adjusted for inflation, today's budget would be $363 million in change. That's an expensive fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even have the Avengers in it.
Wow, it had Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, which were like the Avengers of the 1960s.
The funny thing about it, too, is despite that enormous budget, it was also a flop.
Wow.
It did not make its money back at the box office.
No.
Well, that was a lot of money to try to make back.
I know. It was 1963. What's the next one there, Mike?
1967, You Only Live Twice, fifth James Bond film starring Sean Connery. Screenplay by Ronald Dahl, premieres in London.
I did not know that. That the writer of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory wrote a James Bond film. You Only Live Twice. Was this the fifth one with him? When was the last film he did, in the 70s or like 80s or something?
80s.
80s, right? 'Cause he did one at the same time as Roger Moore.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your next fact there?
1968 U.S. premiere of the horror film Rosemary's Baby, based on the best-selling novel of the same name by Ira Levin.
This is the definition of a slow burn. Like, this is a slow burn film. Here's what I've learned from rewatching those movies this week that I told you guys about, from rewatching War Games and watching Club Paradise and some other films that I've watched this week, like Alien. I rewatched that recently. The thing I like about these older films is they know when to stop. There's no like epilogue at the end. It's like 20 minutes of unnecessary information. They just end when they end.
Mm-hmm.
Like War Games ends when they stop the computer. Done. We don't find out what happens to them afterwards. Does he get arrested or not? We don't care. The movie's over.
The movie's over.
And that's the same thing with Rosemary's Baby. Is you find out it's the Antichrist, and then that's the end. I think the last line in the movie is, "Look, he has his father's eyes."
And I wanted to see the baby.
Next one's a good fact.
In 1981, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones film, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, with story by George Lucas, premieres.
We should do a deep dive into the Raiders, into the Indy trilogy, not the last two movies. Fuck those. They're like the original trilogy.
Should we explore how the results of Raiders of the Lost Ark would have been the same even if Indiana Jones wasn't involved?
Yeah, right. The Big Bang Theory.
They point that out, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. I like about it, if you watch that Big Bang episode, it's like every time they try to justify it, they come back to the conclusion that it doesn't matter, and it's like, damn it. Speaking of Harrison Ford and George Lucas, a movie that I rewatched recently was American Graffiti. Speaking of summertime films,
a summertime film. Well, end of the school year film.
Probably it might be on the list. We'll see. What's your next one there, Mike?
My next one's for Kev.
I know.
Batman and Robin, directed by Joel Schumacher, starring George Clooney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Chris O'Donnell, premieres in Los Angeles.
Bat nipples.
Bat nipples. I was going to say, all you need to know. Bat nipples.
Bat nipples and bat buttocks. Because there's definitely a shot when they're dressing where, you know.
You see his ass, yes.
Get a shot of that leathery ass, boy.
and really bad ice puns from Schwarzenegger.
Oh, the entire movie was just Shoemaker took over. Schumacher took over, and it just went down the tubes. But I will say, I don't think it was primarily his fault. I think it was the studio's fault because they couldn't market any toys based off of Tim Burton's Nightmare movies, which I love because that's what Batman's supposed to be, is dark and gritty. But I can't take my kids to see something without neon paint.
See, like Batman Forever, which is the first Schumacher one with Val Kilmer, like it's passable.
Oh,
I think it's passable.
I don't.
It's the Batman and Robin with bat nipples and Schwarzenegger is Freeze and all that is just terrible.
Well, you do Forever at least Stone in a tight ass shot. So.
Well, Alicia Silverstone, yeah, but I also hate because the three of us are all comic purists. Like when they rewrite things, like she's Barbara Gordon, she's not Alfred's niece.
Right.
That pissed me off a little bit. What's your next one there? Speaking of comic book films.
In 2000, X-Men, first film based on the comic book series, starring Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, and Ian McKellen, premieres on Ellis Island in the New York Harbor.
You think that was a tie-in because the film takes place on the Statue of Liberty?
Wait, you think?
I like the first X-Men film.
I did too.
Yeah, because I thought it was more of an original story.
Yeah. It did have some of its had some campy moments, but it was good.
I don't think the Brotherhood got enough screen time.
My biggest problem with the X-Men films is they take a story from the comic books and fuck it up. But if you have an original story, hey, I can deal with that.
Yeah. And I like I like some of the humor in it was pretty good. I like Ian McKellen's great as Magneto. Patrick Stewart was the perfect choice for Xavier, I think.
Yeah.
It's I enjoyed the first one.
We got to meet or find out a little bit more about Toad and Sabretooth and
well, you know what they say, what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else. My favorite line in the movie though is when Wolverine and Cyclops meet up after fighting Mystique, and he's like, "Prove you're you," and he's like, "You're a dick." All right. Yikes! Last fact.
This is our favorite director right here. 2007 Transformers, directed by Michael Bay, and starring Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, premieres in Sydney.
Saw it in the theater. Enjoyed Megan Fox working on the engine scene.
I didn't.
And that was about it.
That was about how the movie went. Yep.
Well, I mean, you still had. Why can't I find his name right now? The original voice of
Prime. Yeah. It was just Frank. Frank something or another, I think it is.
You see, you go on to IMDb and they don't put the voiceover actors. They just put all the original actors.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Transformers. Shia LaBeouf. That's the first one that pops up. And it is.
I mean, they're giving me names of Ranger Team. I don't give a shit about the Ranger Team. I want to know who played, Optimus and
Optimus Prime.
Hugo Weaving was
Megatron.
Megatron, which I thought was pretty good.
Where is the name? I know it's in here somewhere. God, man, you really got to go.
Dude, seriously, right? You
far down this fucking list, Jesus.
You have to
you have to figure the Optimus Peter Cullen. You have to figure that Optimus Prime's like the main goddamn character.
Right. Exactly.
He's 38th on the call sheet on IMDb.
Well, actually, Bumblebee is actually the main robot in that one.
Yeah, he doesn't. He barely has a voice in the movie.
He has no voice, but he's seen the most.
Here's what I don't understand about Michael Bay Transformers. You know, when they turn into the robots, it's barely discernible what they look like. They don't look like the cartoon Transformers, which were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think it's the third film or the second film, there's a Transformer that turns into a hot chick. And
that's the second one.
If you can make yourself look that much like a person, why turn into a car? Because now you're in like Terminator 3 territory. All right, I'm analyzing.
It's going to turn into a Mountain Dew machine.
Too much analysis for
product
a bullshit
placement.
movie. Too much analysis for a bullshit movie. Let's move on. Mike, you have a must-try beer or craft destination for this evening?
I have us a must-try beer. It's the Finest Kind IPA from Smutty Nose Brewing Company. The 6.9 ABV Finest Kind starts malty through pine-scented hops are very much in the mix. The medium orange in the glass, hazy and unfiltered like most of the brewer's beers, with bitter orange peel hop aromatics emerging as the beer warms. On the palate, the beer totally changes. A cutting bitterness secures top spot, regulating the toasted biscuit to a supporting but very present role. There you go, boys. Doesn't sound very to me, but
I don't know. I'm looking like
Hey.
I'm looking at their brewery because I'm like,
they put it as a must-try beer.
Yeah, sounds familiar though. Smutty Nose Brewing because they're in New Hampshire. So I'm not sure. I might have had them when I was up in like
I think it has
Massachusetts. or
Smutty
something.
Nose.
Smutty Nose.
New
Somebody
Hampshire.
knows the trouble
Hampshire.
I see. Somebody knows my sorrow.
That takes us to beer news is good news.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. And stuff. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beer News is Good News. So, something close to our hearts, gentlemen. Jason and Travis Kelsey are teaming up as co-owners for the Ohio-based Garage Beer. The NFL brothers announced that they were now part owner of Garage Beer, which is based in Ohio, which is where both Kelseys played college football for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Jason was quoted as saying, "People crave quality and simplicity, and Garage Beer nails both for me. We are light beer drinkers, and Garage is the best light beer. For me, the brand fits my lifestyle, and having a few beers is a great excuse to get the neighbors together." The beer is currently sold in Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Missouri, West Virginia, Idaho, Montana, and New Jersey. We're going to have to look, gentlemen, with plans to expand into dozens of new states this year. It comes down to quality for me. I think everyone knows that I like to have a couple beers now and then. So being an owner of Garage Beer and heavily involved in making
Jason Kelsey likes beer?
Jason Kelsey, I know. Shocking. Is exciting, man. That was from Travis, the tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs. We've heard of him once or twice in passing. The company says the brothers will be involved in every aspect of the business, including brewing, distribution, sales, marketing, and national expansion efforts. Garage Beer is a 4% ABV, 95 calories, and 3 grams of carbohydrates light beer served in 2 varieties: classic, regular, and lime. So that's something we'll have to try. I am eager.
I am out for that.
I am Team Kelsey. I will be eager to give that a shot, even as a regular beer. And speaking of regular or real beer, wrestling legend Hulk Hogan is entering the ring. Oh, good. I love when they play commercials while I'm reading the news.
I'm looking at the website too right now.
Real American Beer is bringing America together one beer at a time, says Hulk Hogan. Is hoping to unite the country with the launch of Real American Beer, a premium American-made light lager. Hogan, the iconic WWE Hall of, I want to call him WWF, but that's just me. WWE Hall of Fame wrestler and global icon, spent years entering the ring. Sorry, my dog's having a panic attack on the windowsill. Molly, give it a rest. Sorry. Spent years entering the ring to the classic theme song Real American. Now the Hulkamaniacs of the 1980s and 1990s are of the legal drinking age and can enjoy Real American beer, which launches on Thursday. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican.
Wait. Can I stop you for 1 second, please?
Yeah.
I want to point out the difference between the Kelsey Brothers beer and the Hogan beer. Kelsey Brothers beer is, we enjoy beer. We enjoy bringing people together. We enjoy having it on a hot summer day. We want people to enjoy it too. Hulk Hogan's beer is, it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter what race you are, where you're from, or what you believe in. I got a beer that's going to bring America back together, brother. One beer at a time. How much fucking ego do you got to have?
I'll stick with Stone Cold's beer then.
I was going to say Stone Cold did it already. Go ahead, Kev.
Hogan said he will always enjoy settling beef with other wrestlers over a beer because understanding each other's differences can help avoid conflict. He hopes Americans will use his new beer to do the same exact thing.
Enjoy settling a beef over a beer. I remember him kicking dude's ass in the ring instead. I don't know.
Look, I got a folding chair and I got a beer. Which do you want to use?
Now, if Bradshaw Farouk came out with a beer,
it'd be called Damn.
Yes, and I would drink that.
Beer's going to bring America together, brother.
Real American Beer, co-founded by the wrestling legend whose real name is Terry Bollea.
It is.
Yeah.
Hits the market on Thursday. Hogan will appear at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, to mark the location. And he will visit MacDill Air Force Base and Seminole Hard Rock Tampa Bay's location on Friday. We're thrilled to team up with Hulk Hogan for the launch of Real American Beer, Hard Rock International Chairman Jim Allen said in a statement.
It is because Hulk Hogan currently owns and runs a restaurant in Tampa Bay, Florida right now as well.
He does.
I wonder if they'll serve this beer at the restaurant.
Assuming
I doubt it.
The only place you'll be able to get it.
I'm going to cut the story short a little bit. Real American Beer has secured distribution across 17 states this summer and will be launching with retail partners including ABC, Fine Wine and Spirits, Albertsons, Safeway, Sam's Club, Total Wine and More, Walmart, and more. The product is an American-style light lager brewed with 100% North American ingredients, the company has said.
I am going to go on a search to find both the Kelsey Brothers beer and the Hulk Hogan beer so that when we get together for July 4th weekend, we can try these beers together.
That sounds good.
I am one
Real
of the
American Beer is 4.2% alcohol by volume.
That's not Real American. Should be about about at least 8%. Bringing America back together, brother.
Real beer should get your clothes off without you knowing about it.
Oh God! So that was beer news. Is good news. It was pretty good news tonight. That was fun.
Yeah. We had some good news.
Speaking of liquid enjoyment, let's hear a real quick message from Coffee Brothers before we get to our main segment this evening.
I love a good beer, but right now I can use a good cup of coffee.
Have you heard about Coffee Brothers?
Oh yeah, they're that coffee company out of New York, right?
Well, they're more like a coffee wizards of New York City. They source these amazing seasonal blends and single origin coffees. It's like a flavor adventure in every cup. And get this, they roast everything in small batches. None of that mass-produced stuff. It's like each bean gets the VIB treatment.
VIB?
Very important bean.
Sounds fancy, but is it worth it?
Definitely. Plus, they're a two-person team. I mean, that's dedication right there. Two brothers, one mission to caffeinate the world. And right now, you can save 10% on your order. I mean, who doesn't love a good discount?
All right, you've convinced me. Let's get some Coffee Brothers now.
Coffee Brothers, where every cup is a sip of perfection. Save 10% on your next order with the code FNF10. That's FNF10. Cheers to great coffee. We're back from that quick word from Coffee Brothers with our main segment this evening. We're calling it Summer Movie Survey. So what we're doing is we're looking at the ranker.com list of the top summer movies, the best movies about summertime, as they call it. And as we're going through this list, we're noticing that not all these movies are really summer movies. I don't know if they're counting movies that were released in the summertime or what, but we're going to have a few things to say about some of these. When I posted this list 2 days ago for the guys on our notes, Sandlot was the #1 film on the list. And Sandlot is a movie I would definitely say is a summer film.
Absolutely.
It's definitely in the top 10. I don't know if it's #1, but it's up there. But as of today, the ranker list has changed and Sandlot has dropped to #6. Instead, today's #1, according to Ranker for summer films, is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Now, I like the movie. It's funny. I don't know if it's a summer film. It takes place in Hawaii, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's summertime.
It's always summertime in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You know, it's like...
I mean, that 51st Dates falls into that same trap.
51st Dates takes place in Hawaii, and it's another good movie, but it's not necessarily like... I don't even know if they ever say like what time of year it is in the movie, because...
Well, they don't celebrate Christmas, so... But they don't celebrate anything. So.
The second movie on the list is a movie called Joyride, which is a recent film, just came out in 2023. I have not seen this yet. I've heard it's pretty fun. It's a summer movie. It's about a road trip through Beijing and Seoul. So it's an all Asian cast. So I don't know much about that to say anything about it. So
no,
I don't know. I mean, I if it's ranked #2 on the list, I hope it means it's a good film at least.
I would check out #3. I mean, it came out during COVID, but so I probably didn't see it, but I would like to see it.
It's Palm Springs. I saw it. It's pretty funny. It's Andy Samberg, Christine Milioti. It's a Groundhog Day genre of film.
Okay.
Except in this film, the two main characters are both reliving the same day over and over again. So the protagonist, played by Andy Samberg, and his friend, played by Christine Milioti, both are reliving the same day over and over again. So you get a groundhog duo instead of just one person. Again, I don't know if it's worth being #3. I have to watch it again just to see how I feel about it.
Over #6 is Sandlot? No.
Yeah, over #6, Sandlot. Sandlot should still be like towards the top, I think. #4 is Lady Bird, which is Saoirse Ronan. I've seen this film. It does take place like towards the end of the school year. It's a coming of age comedy, a little bit of dramatic stuff to it too. Good movie. I don't know if I would put it on my summer movie list because it's not exactly about the summer itself. Like I feel like a movie that you're calling a summer movie should be about the summer, like the next film, The Kings of Summer. It's a movie called The Kings of Summer. It's definitely about summertime. Set against the backdrop of Ohio woods, this coming-of-age tale brims with the essence of teenage rebellion and summer freedom. The film's whip-smart dialogue and heartfelt performances captivate audiences, cementing its modern indie classic charm. Again, another one I'd have to watch a couple more times before I can definitively rank it in the top 10.
I need to watch it at least once.
Now, for me, The Sandlot, which is ranked 6 on the ranker list. It was #1, as I said 2 days ago. It should be in the top 10, possibly in the top 5. It's a film I've seen a million times. It's a film that's highly quotable. It's obviously in the summer because it's all about baseball.
Yep.
It's coming of age in a way.
New kid makes friends in a neighborhood.
Yeah, it's got what's his name, James Earl Jones in it, saying the word baseball again. Baseball. If you've never seen The Sandlot, where the fuck you been?
Yeah.
Outside.
You're missing out on iconic sayings such as "You're killing me, Smalls," and "You play ball like a girl."
You eat your mama's toe jam and you like it.
Oh,
You bob for apples in the toilet. I love when he talks about the kids at the end, and he's like, Bertram got really into the '60s, and we never heard from him again. The next one on the list is 500 Days of Summer, which Kevin and I were talking about this off air. Just because it has summer in the title doesn't make it a summer movie. In fact, wasn't Zooey Deschanel's character's name Summer?
Yes. Yes, that was where it came from.
Oh, are you trying to say like the Summer of Sam is not a summer movie?
Yeah. If you want to call Summer of Sam a summer movie, then so is Zodiac.
Well, it does happen in the summer.
Exactly. Not one I pop in at the family barbecue, though.
Yes, but they put Do the Right Thing later in this list.
Do the Right Thing is a summer movie. It's not one I'd pop on at the family barbecue, but so 500 Days of Summer, just the title alone tells you it's 500 days. It's not all going to be summertime.
That's a year and a half. There was
there's a year and a half.
Christmas, a winter in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely a fall at some point.
Actually, it ends with him falling for a girl named Autumn.
Exactly. And this is the next movie on the ranker list at number 8 is arguably to me the number 1 movie on this list. I think you can make the argument for it. If not number 1, definitely a top 5. And that is the 1986 Rob Reiner directed classic written by Stephen King, Stand By Me, starring Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, and Jerry O'Connell.
Was this a full-fledged novel or just a novella?
It was a novella. It was one of his like collections that he published in the 80s, and the name of the short story it's based on is called The Body.
Yes.
And it's kind of like semi-autobiographical. It's similar. It's like something to do with like a story he remembers from when he was a kid, and some of the adventures he and his friends had and all. He also says it's one of his favorite movies ever adapted from his work.
Sick balls.
Sick balls. Chopper. Who do you think would win in a fight, Superman or Mickey Mouse? Or not Mickey Mouse, Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse.
And he's like, are you kidding me? It would never happen. Superman's a real guy. Mighty Mouse is a cartoon. While you guys are taking the long way around, I'll be waiting there. What do you say? Enjoying my thoughts or something like that. And he's like, oh, is that what you call it? It's definitely like
leeches.
As kids of the 80s, like us, 80s and 90s, this is definitely a movie we grew up with.
Oh yeah.
So I would definitely put that a little higher on the list, I think.
Wow.
Here we go again.
How did Mamma Mia here? Not that I like either film, but how did Mamma Mia Here We Go Again get ranked higher than Mamma Mia?
No, it's in the Mediterranean, and that's obviously summer.
No, I'm not even talking for that. I mean, how did the sequel, which is terrible, get ranked higher than the original, which is passable?
Terrible. Mamma Mia.
Here we go again. It's not even. I don't know. Is it summertime? I don't know. It's hard to tell because, like you said, it's in Greece. It's like
I just changed this.
It's warm and beautiful. What'd you say?
I just changed its place, refreshed its screen.
You just changed its place. What did you do? You hit the upvote on it. Let's see. Hold on. I'm refreshing it now.
Knock that shit down to number 39.
Let's see. Palm String, Lady Bird, King of Summer. Where were we at? We were at Mamma Mia.
We were just after Stand By Me.
Here's Sandlot, 500 Days of Summer, Stand By Me. Mamma Mia, Here We Go is number 9. Mamma Mia is... No, it didn't move.
Oh, no? Didn't
No.
on screen. Maybe it's just appeasing me.
I upvoted it, but it still didn't move.
That's all right.
Travesty of travesties, because the movie at number 11 is also the other one I would arguably say is number 1 on the list, and that's Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it a summer film, it is the film that defined the summer blockbuster.
Made people afraid to go back in the ocean.
And we might not have the summer, the summer blockbuster trend that we have now if it wasn't for Jaws.
Mm.
Michael, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just looking at something.
Are you upvoting things?
No.
Trying to get Mama May up to the top 10?
Oh, hell no.
Hey, I'm upvoting Jaws. I get it.
Trying to grease 2 up there.
Jaws also ranked number 27 on the most rewatchable movies list.
Unless you're a high school film appreciation class, in which case, forget it.
Number 12 is Little Miss Sunshine.
I guess it takes place over the summer, but it's not a summer movie to me. It's a dysfunctional family road trip movie.
I voted it down to 13, which puts Girls Trip at number 12. For those of you listening, we're having a lot of fun fucking with the ranker list right now.
Would we do that?
So let's see. Number 14. Yes, this is a summer film. It's a really good movie. It's called The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to watch it. It's got Shia LaBeouf.
He's pretty good in it. It's a movie about a boy with Down syndrome who runs away from the home he's living at, and he meets up with Shia LaBeouf, who kind of takes him under his wing and takes care of him. And he finds out that the kid wants to be a professional wrestler. And so he introduces him to these guys he know that are wrestling and stuff. And the kid basically ends up wrestling a match at the end of the movie. And it's kind of like a feel good film. It's pretty good. It's Dakota Johnson, Shia LaBeouf, and Zach Gostigan is the Down syndrome actor playing the main character in the film. It's actually, it's not a Transformers Shia LaBeouf. It's a Shia LaBeouf attempting to be an actor Shia LaBeouf. Which takes us to number 15, a movie that should also be somewhere in the top 10. The original vacation film with Chevy Chase.
This is Wally World.
Yeah, this is the quintessential summer movie. It's National Lampoon's Summer Vacation, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just call it vacation, but it's the summer vacation. As they drive across country to try to get to Wally World.
Sorry, folks.
It's closed.
Moose outside. I told you.
I'm upvoting this. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
Gave it an upvote. It hasn't moved, though.
Nope.
Although it is number 32 on the ranker list of the best movies of the 80s.
You voted this to number 13.
Yay! We got to move
Vacation is moved to 13. Yay!
Number 16, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Who share a pair of pants.
Yeah.
So when the other one has it, the other 3 don't have it?
Well, when one's wearing them, apparently the pants magically fit whoever wears them, no matter their size.
Because they're all the same size, right? Really?
Yeah. No, they're not. They're all different sizes. It's saying the pants magically fit the person, no matter their size.
Ah.
The pants have some sort of magical quality to them.
So you mean
I used to try to convince girls in high school that I had magic pants too, but it never worked.
Would you like to see what's in my magic pants?
My magic pants.
I have a genie in here.
I would like to discuss it with Don Brodey on the HILF podcast.
I have a genie. Rub it. Make it come out.
Number 17 is a Wes Anderson film, Moonrise Kingdom. I really like this movie.
This is good. It's
a very funny one. It's definitely a summer film about 2 young kids who think they're in love with each other, and so they run away together and try to live off the land. Got the usual Ed Norton, Bill Murray, quirky Wes Anderson performances in it. Number 18 is Wine Country. Don't know this movie.
No.
Got a who's who
Well, I
of
voted
SNL
number
cast members
19
in it.
already,
Well, I did a downvote on it. It went down to 24. So that brings Goonies up to 18 now.
No. Number 19 is I upvoted number 19 Goonies.
Well, now it's 18 now because I downvoted the other movie.
Oh, I got Goonies at 17.
Well, I'm upvoting it, so we're going to try
I'm
to get it
upvoting
higher.
it as well.
It is number 7 on the ranker list of best movies of the 80s. And currently now with our upvotes, number 17 on this list. Blending the magic of summer with the thrill of childhood treasure hunts, this cult classic takes viewers on an unforgettable adventure with a band of misfit kids. Its legacy as a quintessential summer romp is cemented by the catchphrase, Goonies never say die. Not to mention that exciting scene with the octopus.
That's right.
Number 19 is Blue Crush. It's a movie I've seen. I've seen it. I'm not going to say I remember much about it.
I guess it's a...
Other than Kate Bosworth.
That's not the one where she gets bitten by a shark, right?
No, you're thinking of I can't think of the name of that movie, but it's about the surfer girl who gets her arm bitten off. It's based on a true story.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the movie. I know Carrie Underwood's in it. Dirty Dancing, number 20.
Is this? I guess
it's a summer film.
Movie. Yeah, it's a summer movie.
Say what you want about it. If not, you don't have to be a
film,
fan of it. It's definitely a summer film. I mean, it takes place at a ritzy
summer resort,
country club, in the Catskills.
Yeah, top 20 isn't bad for it.
No, I think that belongs in the top 20.
It works.
Number 37 on the best movies of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Grease is number 21. Now, Grease,
not a summer
movie. I mean,
they're in
starts
school.
in the summer. You see them on summer vacation at
And
the beginning. That's how they meet.
At the end of school, so
And ends at the end of the school year. This to me is more of a school comedy.
Yes.
Than a summer film. I love Grease, but I think it doesn't belong on this list. I have to downvote it. I'm sorry.
I agree.
That puts Adventureland at number 21. This is a summer film.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quirky little indie film. Stars Jesse Eisenberg, Kristen Stewart, and Ryan Reynolds. Set in a nostalgic 1980s amusement park in Pennsylvania. This summer dramedy beautifully captures the awkwardness and excitement of youth. The film was warmly received for its heartfelt storytelling and impressive performances by its cast, but did not do well at the box office. So it's that's why it's kind of considered a little bit of a cult film at this point.
woohoo!
Number 22.
I just moved.
You got it up.
I just moved Great Outdoors to number 20. Great Outdoors just moved to number 20.
I'm upvoting it too. Hold on. Number 29 on the greatest 80s films. Let me see where it goes on. I have to refresh the list. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it at now? Because I upvoted it too. It is now refreshing on me. Refresh. There we go.
Mine's stuck at 21.
It is. Folks, you are seeing the manipulation of a ranker list live. Great Outdoors is now number 20.
Next time we do a live show, let's do this.
Great
for the ranker
Outdoors
list.
needs to be the top freaking 10, damn it.
Great Outdoors is now number 20 thanks to our manipulations. Yeah, this should definitely be in the top 10. This is a movie.
What?
Whenever,
I voted once. I voted once and it went up.
No, I voted too and went up to 20. So it's a movie where if Katie and I are sitting around and we're bored, we're like, hey, you want to watch a movie? And we'll be like, what do you want to watch? She'll be like, Great Outdoors. Like, okay. So I've watched this movie 100 times.
It's a summer movie that's not your typical summer movie. It takes place in the mountains as opposed to the beach,
Wait a minute. Leah, we went to the beer. We went to hello.
It was the Chamonix Creek.
Chamonix Creek. We watched it in the Chamonix Creek.
We went to Chamonix Creek.
Yeah, the three of us went. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we watched it. We didn't hear it. We watched it.
we quoted it because
we brought
we've seen
Pat
it
along too.
Yeah, this is a highly quotable, silly, summer comedy. Stars Dan Aykroyd and John Candy. It's probably my favorite John Candy film. Yeah, like Kevin said, it's not your typical summer film because it's not a beach film. It takes place in a cabin in the Canadian wilderness. These are about people from Chicago who go on vacation to this little cabin in Canada and getting all kinds of hijinks involving, bald-headed bears and.
And this is a good John Candy, but it's not the quintessential John Candy. I think that's Uncle Buck for me.
Yeah, I said it's my favorite John Candy film. I didn't say it was like John Candy's best. I think John Candy's best film. Uncle Buck's good. Plane, Trains, and Automobiles is another good one.
Well, that's another good one.
But as far as like summer films go, this is it. And he's another one that. What's the other one he's in? Summer Rental.
Summer Rental
is another one that should be on this list somewhere.
It is.
It is on there. Good.
Yes,
because it should be. So we got dropping to 23, Dazed and Confused. I mean, this takes place over the summer. It's like the end of like a high school year. Grease dropped to 24. The Way Back's number 25. Yeah, did you just watch this recently?
In the Heights? I did. It was on television, and it was something I know my wife would watch with me. My wife would watch with me. It was good. Sam Rockwell does an amazing job of just being like Mr. Funny, sarcastic guy, and Steve Carell is honestly an asshole. Did another really good job.
Number 26 is Caddyshack.
That should be higher.
Movie?
It is a summer film.
It is. It's a kid.
Yeah, but it takes place during the summertime.
Because the kids caddying over the summer. I guess
that's their job. That's their job.
Now, I have less argument about Caddyshack being on this list than I do the next one, Point Break.
Yes.
Just because the movie is about surfing.
Summer.
Doesn't take place during the summer.
Well, they call it their endless summer because they're they're robbing the bank.
But that's like a surfer term. That doesn't necessarily mean it's summertime.
Well, no, that's the FBI saying they rob the banks to finance their endless summer.
Endless summer. Okay.
Endless summer.
All right, whatever. Number 28 is mid-90s. I have not seen this film. All I know is that it's directed by Jonah Hill. Yeah. Jonah Hill directed it. Yeah. I've heard it's pretty good. I have not seen it, so I can't really tell you much about it. Number 29 is Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I heard that's pretty good.
Well, you've heard Field of Dreams pretty good?
I've heard Field of Dreams is pretty good, yeah.
I'm upvoting Field of Dreams. I got it to move to number 28. It's one of my favorite films. It is definitely a summer film.
27.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a summer film when you consider how much baseball happens in it. And not just the baseball played by the ghosts.
Right.
Oh, here's a good one, Kev. Number 30, Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. That is a summer movie.
I upvoted it. It didn't go anywhere.
Is number 40 on the best comedies of the 80s. Wine Country dropped all the way to 31, thanks to us. We got a High School Musical 2 at 32. We're dropping that shit too. Oh, I did a downvote. I did a downvote on High School Musical 2 at number 32, and it dropped to 59.
Oh yeah, I downvoted it. It said 65.
I'm having fun with this shit now. Let's see, Booksmart. This is a good movie. Booksmart's a good movie. I saw this recently, but it's not a summer film. Booksmart does not take place during the summer. It takes place during the school year.
It's directed by Olivia Wilde, too.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really funny movie.
Right.
Stars Beanie Fieldstein, who is actually Jonah Hill's little sister.
How about that?
My Girl.
That should be higher.
I remember seeing this in 1991. I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when he dies of the bee stings and all, and she like melts down at the funeral, like I cried like a little bitch.
Yeah.
That movie got me.
I upvoted
now,
it.
It's been a while since I've seen this. This takes place during the summertime, right? I mean, that's
I believe summer of '72 in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Hot Summer Nights, number 34. Don't know this film. American Graffiti, number 35, which I just rewatched. Good film. That's such a good film. George Lucas could really write a movie when he fucking wants to.
When he doesn't let a script get in the way.
Yeah, it was such a good movie. Call Me by Your Name, which is a Timothy Chalamet film. Don't know much about it. Hey, Mamma Mia, here we go again, fell to 37.
Mamma Mia, here we go again.
To Kill a Mockingbird's number 39.
Is that a summer movie? Is
that a
it?
summer
Yeah,
film?
maybe.
I mean,
But isn't there a school play where somebody plays a ham, she's a ham, or Jeb's a ham?
I think it takes place over the course of the whole year because it's a long trial.
Right.
But yeah, like this is not one I'd throw. I love this movie. It's one of the
It's a
greatest
great
movies ever
movie.
made.
It's a great book.
I'm not throwing it on at the family.
Yeah, but I
barbecue.
wouldn't. No.
Oh, this next
Wait.
one is a
High School Musical is number 40 now. Number 41 is Summer School, which should be higher on the list.
Vote
We
it
talked
up.
about this one earlier. Summer School. I just upvoted it. Didn't
Oh,
move
yeah.
anywhere.
I upvoted it and it went nowhere.
I upvoted it, and it says, "Did you know Summer School fans also upvoted What About Bob?"
On this list.
Oh, when I think summer films, I think of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window.
No.
No.
Good movie.
I'm not
but
downvoting. I'm not
no.
downvoting it because it's Hitchcock, but I don't know if that's a summer film. Oh, here we go, Mike. I know what you did last summer with your girlfriend, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
It is a summer movie.
It's got summer in
Wasn't
the title.
great.
It's got summer in the title. It must be.
Which we've already established doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No, but they were out of school when it happens. Yes.
Yeah, I'm upvoting it because it's early crush Jennifer Love Hewitt in it.
Yeah, it's true.
Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's definitely a summer
Yeah.
movie, the original one.
That's
Summer camp,
definitely a
isn't it?
summer movie.
Takes place in summer
Yeah.
camp, Crystal
Yeah,
Lake.
Crystal-
Yep.
Yep. Crystal Lake. Yep. Upvote that bitch.
Let's see.
You up to
Parents
42. Yeah.
Oh.
And
Parent
it
Trap
started off
technically is a summer movie.
I feel like it's kind of like it's a trap summer
It
movie.
started off.
It's a trap.
because it kind
A
of is
Parent
summer, not
Trap.
It
quite.
started off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it started off as summer camp, but they left summer camp. So I don't know how that works.
How about Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I
thought
mean,
that
there's
takes
a
place
pool
during the
There's
school
still
year.
scene,
If they're doing a school
but it's
year
in
I would think,
California.
no.
So yeah.
I mean, it's how much of it takes place during the summer, though?
I don't think much.
I don't think much of
No.
it. It's been a real long time, so I have to rewatch this too. Thelma and Louise.
Again, I don't think it's a summer movie. It's
doesn't-
more of a
And I wouldn't call
wonder-
it an impromptu road trip.
I'm wondering how many of these films like came out during the summer too.
yeah.
Summer Rental we talked about already. That should be higher on the list.
That should be
Oh,
higher. Would you take a look at them? Would you tell her that they look great?
That's the only scene from the film I kind of remember because it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it's pretty funny.
Oh, the whole boat race
yeah.
with Rip.
No, but I do
Torn?
remember the fake boob scene's the one I remember. Almost Famous.
I think that was summer.
I think it's summer
think he
because
was-
he's
That
a
is summer.
15-year-old student, but he travels with them during their tour. And I
During
think
his
it's a
summer break, yeah.
tour. Yeah.
Right.
And then number 50 on the list is What About Bob?
What
I'm gonna-
about Bob?
Is
I'm gonna
that
stop
actually
at
a
number
summer
50?
movie?
'Cause,
Yeah. I sail. I'm a sailor. I sail.
yeah, I think it takes place. I think they're like at their like summer home or something when he
Yeah.
comes to visit and forces
Okay.
himself there and all, you know. And then I think we could stop there. That's a lot of movies we've done already.
Yeah.
And as you get lower down the
What, you
list,
don't want to do the
you're-
Notebook if you want?
You're really stretching it though when you get a little further down the list here.
Some of them make sense. Bad news.
Well,
Bad
that
news
is
bears. Yeah. You know.
I just uploaded that.
Luca. Sure. Luca makes sense.
Oh, here's yours. Wet Hot American Summer at number
Yes,
65.
exactly. Everybody
Number
hit up on that
65.
right now.
Yeah, I'm upvoting it.
Upvote it now.
I got it to 59.
There you go.
And,
Oh, I already upvoted it.
Yeah, I think we can
Mhm.
stop there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of movies.
No, but what did you want to see on this list that wasn't there?
I'm trying to think, man, because there's so many goddamn movies. American Pie 2,
American Pie 2.
which
That's
takes
a
place
def-
during the summertime.
Yep.
Um,
One Crazy Summer.
One Crazy Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else. like some of the movies we talked about should be higher on the list. Like Sandlot should be higher. Stand By Me should be higher.
Yeah.
Jaws, I think, should probably be number 1 or number 2, if not Stand By Me. Field of Dreams should be higher on the list.
Mm-hmm. Back to
Like
the Beach.
That's your top 10. Back to the Beach should be on the list somewhere. Yeah, I don't think many people know Back to the Beach.
It's a quirky movie. It was done in '89. It brought Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon back together.
You know what they're missing?
What?
They're missing Cocktail.
Cocktail's a good one. Yeah. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about Stand By Me because they make a joke about Annette Funicello in that movie because they're talking about how big her breasts are getting, and he's like, you can see the F and the O are like further apart from each other. They're not even that. It's A and E are getting farther apart from each other. Trying to think what else, man, because there's so many movies. It's hard to say like what's not on the list. Because like then I'll watch a film and be like, shit, I should have said that one.
Should have been on the list.
Like Wet Hot American Summer, you had mentioned on Instagram. Mm-hmm. There's another person on Reddit who mentioned Wet Hot American Summer. Trying to like look down further here.
Anything. Well, you got Revenge of the Nerds 2.
Yeah, second one's kind of a summer film.
Yeah.
Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp.
No. How about Ernest Goes to Camp, though?
Ernest Goes to Camp. You want that on your list?
It happens in the summer, damn it.
Like I can't think off the top of my head other summer movies right now. It's just there's so many of them. I was going to say Ferris Bueller, but that's during the school year.
Well, it's something we can revisit. Next episode we can bring up anything that kind of like stands out.
We definitely did this like last summer. We did some of our favorite summer films.
Oh,
I wish I still had that. Those notes because I would like to have gone over them again, but I think I got rid of those notes. I'm looking here. Let's see here. We got Great Outdoors. That should be higher. Adventureland was on the list. Days Confused was on the list. Great Outdoors, Jaws. How about Jaws 4, The Revenge? Endless Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Porky's wasn't a summer film, was it?
Deep
No, that's during the school year. That happens during the school year. Do the Right Thing is a summer film. I didn't see that on the list anywhere.
It was at one point. It might be further down.
Yeah, I think we might have voted it off. Mystic Pizza is a summer film.
That was further down on the list that we stopped with.
Yeah, definitely something we have to think about. Would you consider Independence Day a summer film?
Well, it was the 4th of July. That's the middle of summer.
Yes, stay tuned, folks, because in a few weeks we're going to be doing a little deep dive into Independence Day.
Anything that has kids in camp is a summer movie.
Space Camp.
Space Camp.
Yeah, summer movie.
Midsummer.
Oh, good. Yeah,
how about a
definitely.
Midsummer Night's Dream?
Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah.
Midsummer Holiday.
Shakespeare for all you out there. Yeah. So we'll if we come up with other things, we'll talk about them on the next episode, like you said. But before we go tonight, I rewatched War Games recently. I've not watched War Games in a really long time. But I decided, hey, it's only an hour and a half film. I had some time to kill. Let me watch War Games again and see if it holds up today. And I took some notes as I was watching it because there's a few things that stood out to me as I was watching this film. Number one, sneaky early discussion of AI. It's kind of like it was kind of haunting how like prescient it was.
What year was War Games?
War Games was 1983, I want to say.
83.
And what year was Terminator?
84.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, like
close.
We were kind of talking about that back then.
Terminator was just a sentient defense system, whereas the thing about war games is the whole two people needing to be able to turn the key, needing those people to be able to make that decision or taking that responsibility off of their hands.
Right.
Which I know is also the basis of Skynet, but like that was the whole premise of the construction of the war game machine of Joshua.
That was the thing too, is like the machine learned.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was the problem, is that it was a learning, thinking machine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what happened with Skynet. It learned and it decided that we're more dangerous than anything else.
And that's where my second point comes in. You both mentioned this: computers replacing humans.
Yes.
Take away the human element, and that's the problem. The third one is one that didn't hold up so well: dial-up hacking. To hack into the computer, he had to put the phone on like the thing and then dial in.
Modem on the modem and dial in that way. But look, for the time, that was it. Nobody had that kind of personal computer at that time.
And even though he was a computer hacker and a tech nerd and all this stuff, he still had to go to the library and use the Dewey Decimal System to find out information to discover the guy's password.
And surprisingly, the computer that he has in that, he uses in Ferris Bueller's Day Off to cut school that day.
Which is my fifth point. Matthew Broderick plays a teen in two separate 80s films where he uses a computer to hack into his high school records. Weird. I was thinking about movies that we would want to have a sequel to and all that, and I was like, "Oh, this would be a good one to have a sequel to." But then I did some research on IMDb and found out in 2008 there was a sequel. It was a direct-to-video sequel called War Games: Dead Code.
Oh,
yes.
And not only did I discover that, I also discovered that there is a possible reboot in development. Of course.
Okay, the reboot might work. Possibly, but I would like you said, a sequel to this, a decent sequel, which goes into like how what was his name, the character's name, Matthew Broderick's character's name. It wasn't David, but whatever. He's got a separate life. He never mentions what went down. It's super simple. It's today's time, but like there are no computers in his house or anything, and his kids are like, Dad, you're so behind the times, yada yada yada. Like.
Just
Something
don't know
something along those lines, and then the kid finds out information and digs deeper and maybe reactivates Joshua. I don't know.
You got it right too. His name was David. You got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I decided to like kind of rewatch this was we were talking about Dabney Coleman last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, Dabney Coleman film. It's a good movie. I haven't seen it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a good movie.
And I know Kevin doesn't have a problem with this part of the movie. 21-year-old Ali Sheedy doing yoga.
No.
I was watching the film and I immediately thought of you.
It is also the first movie to use the tagline, "Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?"
And then Jigsaw
a nice game of chess. Global.
Oh man, I don't have any book recommendations for this evening. Forgot to do that part. Unless Mike, you want to talk about your book that you mentioned the other night?
Not at the moment. I'm not in the right mind.
Still thinking of Ali Sheedy.
No, I'm on my second smash.
So I did ask online the other day, what's the best summer movie? The only response I got aside from Kevin's was one of the people who responded to us the last time on Reddit. The Wet Hot American Summer was the movie that they chose. Anybody else want to hear the HILF promo again? All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining us tonight for the insanity that was episode 154, Summer Movie Survey. We had a lot of fun upvoting and downvoting shit on Ranker. We hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Don't forget, you can email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media and podcast links. We're on Reddit. You can support us on Patreon, buy our merchandise at teespring.com, or find us on the Deluxe Edition Network, The Den, at deluxeeditionnetwork.com, where you can find also the podcast of the month for July, History I'd Like to Fuck. Possibly the best promo of any of the promos I had to run for the Den so far. Don't forget to stop by the crossroads between Pickled and Fermented for episode 155. We're going to be taking a look at our favorite film soundtracks. So next time around, each of us is going to pick our list of movie soundtracks that we really love to listen to. In the meantime, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
You've been listening to the Films of Fermentation podcast, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.